Chair Baumgarten. Commissioner Chapdelaine. Commissioner Elphick. Commissioner Munger. Commissioner Ripley. Commissioner Stevens.
Here.
Commissioner Zickenmeyer.
All right. I think probably what I should do is refer this letter requesting a continuance first to Mr. Libby, and then we'll have to take action. So, Mr. Libby, if you want to take us in that direction first.
Yeah, of course, Mr. Chairman. Today, we have a public hearing item under business for LAFCO 25002 Elmer Ranch West Annexation number 343. We have received a request for continuance from the applicant. They say that there's a conflict for the owner to attend, and so they have requested the item be continued until March 14th, would be our next regular meeting. Due to the fact that March 14th is a little ways off, we would recommend, if you wish to continue the item, that you do so. We will renotice so the public is fully informed of the next meeting.
Did you mean May 14th?
May 14th, yes.
Okay, you said March.
I did say March. I apologize. May 14th.
No apology necessary. Okay, with that information, entertain a motion from in regards to the continuance.
Make a motion to approve.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the item will be continued. Next item is the election of a chair and a vice chair for the calendar year 2026. The first thing we'll do is elect the chairperson. Nominations.
I move that I guess I nominate is what we need to do at this point, and nominate Mr. Baumgarten for chair.
Second.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Yeah. All those in favor of me staying on as the chairperson signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you. I'll be happy to do that. And we need to elect a vice chairperson. Entertain a motion for that.
Through the chair, I mean, are there any, I'm willing, but I didn't know if there was someone new that would like to serve as vice chair. Like I said, I don't mind doing it again. Would you like? I'm current vice chair now, yes. So like I said, whoever would like.
I'll make a motion to nominate Mike Zickenmeyer as vice chair.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of Mike Zickenmeyer for the vice chair, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, congratulations, Mr. Zickenmeyer. Number 3 on our list is the recommendation to approve the minutes from our November 13th, 2025 meeting. Need a motion?
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
All right, have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All right, thank you. That motion passes unanimously. Number 4 is public comment. Members of the public are invited to address the commission on any matter of interest to the public that is not on the agenda for a period of time not to exceed 5 minutes. Pursuant to the Brown Act, the commission cannot take any action on items not listed on the posted agenda, but may add to a future agenda matters brought up under public comments for appropriate action at a future meeting. Do you have any public comment this afternoon? Okay, not seeing any. How am I doing, Mr. Boone? Doing all right? Perfect, thanks. All right, business items. Item number 5, LAFCO 25-0. Well, we continued that. Item number 6, LAFCO fiscal year 2026-2027 preliminary budget. It looks like Mr. Libby's ready to.
And thank you, Mr. Chairman. Okay, for under the LAFCO law, the commission's required to adopt a preliminary budget and then a final budget. Due to our meeting calendar, we typically do that in March and then in a final budget in May. So for the preliminary budget, I'm bringing forward to you totals $210,000. which is a increase, but I want to kind of go through with you why. We have a 42% increase over the current fiscal year due to increased municipal service reviews and sphere of influence updates. So we're proposing $121,000 be budgeted for reclamation in cemetery districts. Now, originally, go forward. You might remember this from last year. This lists all the lists our cities and our independent special districts and dependent districts in the county. On this, we kind of highlighted the ones who have the oldest municipal service reviews, and reclamation districts were kind of next up on the hit list. And so we budgeted for those. But then over the last couple of months, I've had a couple conversations with Commissioner Stevens, as you know, who sits as District 5 Supervisor for Sutter County. He has had some discussions with a couple of the South County cemetery districts and expressed an interest in possibly having municipal service reviews completed for those. So I went back to our consultant, RSG, and I said, could you give me a price quote for each? And for this meeting, they did that. And so that $121,000 is each of those combined. So the cemetery district would be $59,000 roughly, and the reclamation district is $61,000. However, they said that, hey, if your commission wishes to go down this road, we can do the work, but we think there could be some economies of scale. Meaning, we think that 121 is a little high, and we think we can probably shave several $1,000s off of that. And so, if this is a direction your commission wishes to go, and you adopt the preliminary budget, then we would refine that cost with the consultant and come back with a lower number for May. That would be the plan. Now, most other budget categories remain unchanged or have minor inflationary increases. If we take out the MSR component, the budget's actually reduced by 8.6%. I mean, LAFCO doesn't have a huge budget here, but it is reduced by 8.6% if you remove the MSR component out. We do anticipate some fee revenue next year. In fact, in the coming months, we are anticipating Sutter County filing their proposal for formation of a county service area in South County to serve their Sutter Point project. So that's something that's in the works. We do also anticipate a carryover balance that would fund a portion of next year's budget. If approved as proposed, the undesignated fund balance would be $108,000. As you know, under LAFCO law, LAFCO's budget is funded 1/3 by the cities, with Yuba City paying about 90% of that. Sutter County paying 1/3 of that cost, and then independent districts dividing up under a formula in the statute their 1/3 costs. So we're looking at maintaining the same contribution this year as last year for each group of $30,000 each. So I'm recommending you conduct a public hearing and then make any changes you would like to see made, and then adopt a resolution approving a preliminary budget for fiscal year 26-27. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Libby before we open up the public hearing?
Through the chair. With these districts, these two districts, the cemetery and the reclamation, would like to have this review. What is the protocol on that? And what is the time element? I mean, what is the necessity of having the MSR review in time frame and so forth?
So make sure I understand your question. Is it for each group you're asking why?
Yeah, I'm just, in general.
Oh, certainly. So
Why?
under the statute, the LAFCO law tells us that we need to update these every 5 years. Okay, that's the general parameter. It's not a hard and fast, but that's the guidance under the statute. Now, these reclamation districts, the last time they were updated was in 2011. So it's been a minute. And cemetery district's more recent, 2015. Actually, I have to say both of those, I did the updates on them.
Oh, okay.
My first time around. So, and Commissioner Stevens, you may have some comments as far as for cemetery districts.
Yeah, one of the questions I was going to ask, Doug, is are we just looking at the district down in my area as far as the cemetery, or is this going to be county-wide, or what are we talking?
It would be county-wide, so it would include all five cemetery districts.
Okay. For those, just to bring everybody up to speed, I had the cemetery district out at Pleasant Grove reach out to me and say they're very concerned with Sutter Point going in down there. And they've got about, I forget how many spots, between maybe 15 and 20 spots left in the whole cemetery. So we've had a couple meetings down there, and my last meeting was all the people there are getting they're elderly, and they don't know if they want to continue with the district and what would it entail if we, if they gave it up, if there was no room in the cemetery, where would everybody go? Those kinds of discussions. And the last meeting I had, they were going to reach out to landowners around the Pleasant Grove Cemetery and see if they would be willing to sell some more additional property. That would solve some of their problems. I even reached out to wind builders, and they even seemed receptive to helping out down there. But we were also talking about, well, if they just wanted to close down, what would happen? And that's when I approached Doug about how to proceed if Pleasant Grove Cemetery District closed shop and what would happen. And this is how that discussion came up.
Through the chair. When you look at, Sutter Cemetery District just went through an extension, it was very costly. And so I'm curious, because you have great resources with the Sutter Cemetery District, because they just went through the whole process, or going through the process of expansion. And I'm curious how that works with property owners when it comes to selling property at market value. You're dealing with lot line adjustments. You're dealing with exactly. And you're also, I don't know what the FEMA flood zone deal is when it comes to cemeteries. I don't know what aspect that plays in.
I don't know off the top of my head. It would be something would have to be looked into. Now, Commissioner Stevens, you indicated, had you spoken with the Sutter Point developers? Is that what I heard you say? Yeah. So one thing for consideration is, Sutter Point has its own zoning code, and Sutter Point may have 1,000 acres of open space, parks and open space in it. And so it'd be interesting to see if there's any provision in that parks and open space portion, if cemeteries are slotted in there, that they could be accommodated.
According to them, there's no accommodations for cemeteries, but right around Pleasant Grove, if they came up and had property that would be eligible for them to buy, and they didn't say this, but just talking to George Carpenter, he seemed receptive to the idea of wanting to know how big and how much acreage and what they were looking at. So there's possible. They
would end up having to follow the county zoning code for that.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Mr. Libby before we open up the public hearing? Seeing none, I open up the public hearing for item number 8. And anybody from the public like to speak on this matter? No? Okay. We'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the commission for action.
Through the chair,
Yes.
I move that we accept the preliminary budget as presented.
Thank you.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none, item 8 passes unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Libby. Now, number 7, Executive Officer's Report.
I do have one item, so give me just one moment to make it back over to my chair.
I'll give you 2.
That way he doesn't have to run.
Okay, as I noted earlier, we do anticipate in the near future receiving that application proposal from Sutter County. So we're excited to assist the county in getting that project off the ground. The other thing I wanted to note is we did receive this week, in fact, a letter from South Sutter Water District, who's one of our independent special districts. And they notified LAFCO that they are notice of intent to prepare a 2025 agricultural water management plan. And it's to comply with it's called SB X7-7 Water Conservation Act. And so I've got a call into them to talk to them a little bit more about that to see how LAFCO may play a role. And so I can follow up with you when I receive more information. That's all I have. Thank you.
Could we have just a quick update on the status of Live Oak's MSR?
Yes. So as you know, the city has a small staff, and they were putting together the information, which I think it was last week got submitted to our consultant, RSG. So they're putting together, they're moving forward. Next week, we have a scheduled meeting, RSG, myself, with the city of Live Oak, to kind of go over the data, fill in the blanks, and then hopefully after that meeting, they'll be able to finish writing the admin draft MSR.
When do you anticipate them presenting that stuff to this commission?
At this point, I'm going to try to keep it on a similar timeline as we had for the fire MSR. So probably I would aim to shoot for your July meeting.
Okay. Heads up for us. Thank you. All right. Commissioner reports and announcements. Ms. Elphick, anything? Mr. Ripley? Mr. Stevens? Mike?
No, thank you.
Only thing I have to report is, as your representative to LAFCO, they called a special meeting for a vote on changing some of the bylaws. It wasn't contentious, but it was interesting because there was lots of comment. It was all via Zoom, and it had to do with allowing LAFCO staff to sit on the board of LAFCO, and that was approved. I can't think that there's anything else looming on that LAFCO board, but they're in the process, I think, of continuing to look at bylaws and such.
Absolutely. There's been some growing pains in the organization. And so this current fiscal year, there were several large LAFCOs that left the LAFCO organization. And so there's been, I'll just say, some soul searching. There's been some amendments that are being made that the chair just discussed. We've already heard that LA LAFCO is planning to come back. And so, and that's great because it helps fund the programs that LAFCO handles, the educational programs that they've been doing. I've invited this commission to. And I think they're moving forward in a good direction.
All right.
Mark, can I make a comment?
Please.
I did go through one of the trainings, so I very much appreciated having those trainings. They're educational, so I just want to say thank you.
Excellent. I'll push out more of those to you guys as I receive them.
Anything else? All right. We'll stand adjourned till the May meeting. Thank you all for coming.